Well, Neil, we talk about games of two halves. I don't think I've quite seen a contrast between two halves like that. First half, 13 attempts on goal. Second half, 2. What went wrong?
As you say, though, first half, we're at home. We know we've been struggling for goals. We decided to play quite expansive with 2 wingers. I thought it was working well. We've had good chances that we should have taken in that first half. But you can't give silly goals away. We've give 3 goals away, in my opinion. Second half, they've gone, as I said they would, very direct and played to their strengths, coming off the line, 10 and 8 gambling. We haven't tracked runners. We've ended up with our 2 wide players playing like, we've ended up basically 4-2-4 at times. But again, we've kicked the ball away, another goal, and if you give the ball away at this level of football, you get punished, and we got punished.
Is that the biggest frustration, that they've not really carved you open at any point? It's just that you've gifted them 3 goals, whether it's the goalkeeper, the full-back, the winger, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we can have the inquest on whose fault it is, which we will do, and we already have done to a certain extent. But the bit for me is that the way we're well in the game. We've got back in it 1-1 after a sloppy goal. I mean, I think that was but in the main, all Chorley's chances were gifted to Chorley by us. Will it be not picking up? Will it be a back pass? Will it be giving the ball away? And overall, second half performance was. But if you look at it, we play football. We've been playing football in halves and not and so we've been trying to address the issue of not scoring enough goals. And I think you've seen today, we've created quite a few opportunities first half, but second half's not acceptable. And I'm the manager, and I'm the one who's got to take the flak for that. And I apologise to everyone who's paid money here today, because that second half was just not acceptable for this football club. And you can tell by the time I've got in here what's been going on in the dressing room. And you've got to find the players who are willing to get in the trenches. When the chips are down, and we can't keep saying it's everyone's cup final. We've got to go and be more ruthless. And people have got to stand up and be counted.
But what's odd, Neil, the chips weren't really down. Whether you came out the second half, you had a terrific end to the first half, going in on a high, and then it just seems he didn't even come out for the second half.
No, they didn't come out, and I said to them, if you look at our shape, we knew Chorley liked to go direct and play off a striker, and the 2 lads in midfield go and gamble. So we took the decision first half to narrow the 2 wide lads off. So and then the midfield can track runners, work the treat. Second half, for some reason, we decided we'd become 4-2-4. 2 wide lads had to go and stay high and wide, and not get back in. And you go 2-1 down, a back pass, and I don't know, I haven't really seen it yet. If it was the back pass was short, or the goalkeeper should have done more with it. But you gift another goal, and then the third goal, we've got good possession. Mo gives the ball away, played inside Gaz. Third goal. Just before that, we're about to put a substitution on. So at the moment, a lot of things are going against us, but that's down for me to sort out.
Obviously, you can look at chances missed, goals conceded. One thing that's going to keep cropping up, of course, and is discipline. I mean, we're talking now about the 6th red card of the campaign, and Lewis Montrose. And looking at it again, I don't think you can have any complaints. It
didn't look good from where I was. Obviously, I'm 50 yards away, probably from the incident. No, it's not acceptable. It's another one that's not acceptable. And I've just said to them in there, they're not making my job any easier. From a managerial perspective, because I can only back them so far. And I'll stand there in front of the cameras and out in front of the press and talk all the time, because it's my football team at the end of the day. But they've got to share some of the responsibility. And the responsibility is they can't make rash challenges like he's gone and made, or what it looked like he's made from where I am. So we can't keep moaning about referees. I've said that this week, irrespective, and we can't give them reasons to send us off or do what they do. But it's a 3-match ban now for a lad who's probably one of our more influential players. Which is not good for us as a football club going forward.
It's damaging, as you say. I mean, Glenn Rule will come back, and now Lewis will be out, so you can't get the 2 back together. But fans are saying, discipline starts with the manager. Manager's got to get a grip. What do you do, and how can you address what is clearly an issue within the squad?
All you can do is reiterate and keep reiterating. I mean, none of my sides have ever been dirty sides, and I think all of sending offs, apart from possibly the lambing one, have all been ones that shouldn't have happened. There's not been a real bad tackle in them. But all I do is reiterate, what we all, everyone. We're not kids. We're not 10-year-old kids, 11-year-old kids. It should come from the manager. But apart from get rid of them, and reiterate the responsibilities. I've just gone through. If we go through the team, the goalkeepers played in the Football League, right backs played in the Football League, left backs played in the two centre backs are played in the Football League. Both wingers, one's in the Football League club. Two central midfield players played in the Football League. Two centre forwards, one's played in the Football League, one's been in a league club a long time. So from at some stage you've got to be responsible for your own actions, haven't you? In life, not just in terms of what's happening on the football pitch. I'll take full responsibility for the results. And I've said I can only apologise for the supporters for having to pay money to watch that second half performance. But we tried to come out expansive first half and created opportunities which we haven't taken. And then ultimately, I say 3 mistakes have cost us a game, and give Chorley the tails up, and psychologically then, lads' heads go down for whatever reason. But there's only us that's going to work our way out of it, and we've got to work hard to make sure that, that we don't keep making those errors.
You said in the week, and you've said in your programme notes as well today, you are assessing your squad. It's a crucial stage of the season. You're looking at that, and there might be a churn of players in the next week or so. Does events like today, does that accelerate the process, or is it a case of not pressing the panic button at this stage? It's
a case of not pressing the panic button in a lot of areas. People keep screaming at me about strikers, etc., etc. But I can say it till I'm blue in the face. We don't have, to go and sign a striker from wherever, people, to go and get 2 experienced strikers. Believe me, and you guys know me well, if I could get them, I'd be knocking the door down. I've been on to probably 30-35 people this week trying to bring players into the football club. It's not an easy job, and it's strikers are, even if people have got them and they're not playing them, they want to keep hold of them, because the jobs that you're never to and fro in that much that you don't know when you're going to need them. So rather than have them out, because once you loan them, they're at least out for a month. You might require them. I know, we spoke to one club who's got 6 strikers, and weren't prepared to loan us one. So that's where we're currently at the moment, and maybe we've got to look at a different way of playing, because we've got the players in there, but for some reason, if you look at File, for example, last week we scored 5 against a decent Stalybridge side. What are they doing that we're not doing? And I think the main thing is we're not gambling enough, we're not getting beyond Kay enough. I know Kay comes in for a little bit of stick, but to be fair to him, he's taking a lot of the brunt of, we've got to get people beyond him. There's too many players coming towards the ball. We've got to go and gamble and get beyond him, which we're not doing at the moment. But as I keep saying, and I'll reiterate it, that second half performance was totally unacceptable, and we've got to do something about that.
Let's talk about the lads you brought in. Yusuf Kaban didn't last too long for him. No. What's the scale of his injury?
I've just spoke to the physio very quickly. He's got a pretty big ankle. Lads come through the side of him and a tackle, and he's looks like he's done ankle ligament, so that could be the end of that loan before it's even got going. Because usually that's 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, it doesn't rain, it pours, but that's what we're here for. We've got to. It's my job to put it right. But as I've said to the players, I can only give them so much information. At some stage, they've got to stand up and be counted, and they've got to be stronger mentally. Because particularly playing at home, fans want to see goals, want to see wins, and at this moment in time, we're not giving them that.
Clearly you missed your skipper today, Sean. Allen's been outstanding, hasn't he, all season? We all know that. 8 out of 10 every week, no doubt. 2 new players into that back 4, difficult sometimes to integrate change half your defence. But how do you think Killick and Tong have done today?
Done okay without being spectacular. I thought Tong was doing okay, and obviously people will look at the back pass and probably judge his performance on that. I thought he'd done okay considering he hasn't played for a bit. Killick, Ross again needs games. He was quite dominant at times, but I thought at other times he looked as if he was rusty on the ball. But we let far too many balls bounce. We played far too many back passes to goalkeepers. Probably touched the ball more than most of the players on the pitch. He probably must have had 25, 30 back passes, which is just absolutely ridiculous. You know, if we haven't learned our lesson from last week, then you know we never will. So, but yeah, you know, I've got to remember that we brought people into a back four, and we've got to make sure that they've got the time to adapt to the team. But first half, as you say, you know, we had no issues. We were on the front foot. We sent them out again. Second half, same information. Chorley played a little bit differently. I expected them to start a little bit more, what shall I say, robust and the way they play. Second ball a lot more, and we didn't cope with it. We just didn't cope with it. But mistakes change games, and we've made 3 and conceded 3 goals. And I don't remember a club giving us a free chance this year, and us taking it. So, but we are where we are, and it's my job to turn it round.
And just finally, Tamworth, of course, next week. But because of the way the league is, you've got an opportunity immediately if you beat them to go straight back into the playoff place.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the league at the moment. I think I've got bigger problems in terms of getting the team right. You know, and making sure that we've got the way we're set up is correct. You know, maybe we've got too many flair players. I know people like to see them on the pitch at once. You know, you've got to look at all avenues. You know, and we'll assess that. And I can guarantee there'll be no one more down than me this weekend. I'm right now, to be honest. Because second half was just, I didn't see it coming. I don't think anyone's seen it coming. But you know, I've got some big decisions to make. I've already made 1 or 2 this afternoon. You know, and I've got to carry that process on, and what I believe is right, both for the short term and the long term. I know fans want results now. That's the business we're in. You know, and I believe I've got the players, you know, in there to deliver that. But they need a little bit of confidence as well. You know, they are down on the confidence a little bit. You know, they're a little bit scared of making mistakes. You can see that within the games. They're tending to go long. If you look at his first half, we're popping it around. Second half, you tend to see, oh, where's Kay? Let's just smash it, because the confidence is gone. So we've got to make sure that we install that confidence back in them where we can, and they've got to be brave. You know, if you play at a football club of this size, at the level we're at, if you're not brave, you're going to wilt. You know, and I've got to be brave. My staff have got to be brave, and you know, and the players have got to be brave, and we've got to make sure that we take this club forward. You know, and I don't think we're a million miles away. I think today, if you look at it and it's on its own, yeah, it looks a lot. You know, it does look bad. You know, I will. You know, I've got to admit that, because that's what it was. But you know, we've lost last week in a game we probably should have got something from. But the bottom line is it's not good enough, and you know, that's what we've got to make sure as a management team that we're going to put right.
Well said. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.